Welcome back to JBSports. I'm your host Sean the Bird, and today is Wednesday, so you know it's all about the wrestling Wednesdays. Today, we're probably just gonna go into Raw, SmackDown, and maybe talk about some other things. Maybe talk about Clash of the Castle stuff coming up about it. But we will start with Raw. So Raw, it was pretty good. I think it's been better lately than it was before. CM Punk and LA Knight kind of start off the night again, just talking with Braun and against Paul and Bronson Reed, the tribal thief, got the double J's now on his neck, looking for a third. I thought he was going to steal Jey Uso's at the end, but we'll get into that part later. So basically, both of LA Knight and CM Punk are just complaining that you know you have these two just ruining everything, and they want their shot at Seth because Seth tricked LA Knight into thinking he was injured, and so LA Knight didn't get to beat him up, and then his title match got ruined by CM Punk, so he's mad at CM Punk, but also Seth. CM Punk doesn't care about LA Knight really, but he wants to beat up Seth, so they both want a title shot, but LA Knight isn't happy with Punk, whatever. You know, then the Vision come out. Paul Heyman talks a bit. Then he says, you know what? CM Punk and LA Knight versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in the main event. How's that sound? They go. Braun, he's ready to scrap down now because Braun's a dog. He's just crazy. So he goes, takes the suit off, starts walking down. Of course, Bronson Reed stops him, and then just one of the best parts of the night. Punk was like talking trash to Tom, egging him on, and Braun was like, "You're 47. What are you gonna do about it?" And then LA Knight starts talking like, "You're 40. I'll whoop your two." So Braun's getting so good. He was already really good before, but he's just getting better and better. So I'm just happy to see him do well. Dominic Mysterio and El Grande Americano defeat AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Another time where Dominic Mysterio has, got a leg up on AJ Styles. I don't think it'll last much longer because you only get a leg up on AJ for so long unless you're like Randy Orton. But we probably will see Dom versus AJ again at Clash of the Castle, is what I'm guessing. Not a bad match. It was just a normal El Grande Americano match. At the end, someone gets hit with the metal plate in the head. Next, Sami Zayn defeats Rusev via disqualification. Sami Zayn. Let me talk about Sami Zayn for a second. Let me get something off my mind. Listen, Sami Zayn. First of all, now, I'm not the biggest fan. The reason being, Sami Zayn is this ultimate underdog character. But when you're winning almost every match and you're winning basically every feud, I don't think he's lost a feud since like the Drew McIntyre little program they had. He's barely lost anything. So how can you always be the underdog when all you're doing is winning? It would be like the all those years Roman was champion, him being the underdog, when you just knew he was going to win. It doesn't work like that. So I think if they really want Sami Zayn to be more liked or at least more tolerated, because a lot of people don't like Sami Zayn right now, would be give him a different character. It's just don't make him an underdog. That's the thing that makes a lot of people annoyed is that he's cast as this underdog character when he doesn't lose. So like he lost once to Cross, but he won everything else. So he's not an underdog. It's just plain and simple. He's not an underdog, and a lot of people are starting to turn on him because of that fact. And um, we'll see how he does in you know, a U.S. state instead of Montreal because he did. I mean, everyone loves him there. That's where his home place. We'll see how he does in the U.S. Maybe he still gets cheered and that's great. Maybe he gets booed and that gives him a reality check. But Sami Zayn is no longer an underdog. That's all I gotta say. He's just no longer an underdog. He hasn't been an underdog for a while now, and they just keep him in that character. And the thing is, he just keeps saying he's going to win a world championship, and when he gets the chance, he fails. So the only time he's an underdog is when he's actively in a match for a championship. That's the only time. Every other match he's not really, unless it was against Drew McIntyre. That's literally the only time. So this underdog character has got to stop. But the MF Solo and his MFT come out and they attack Sami Zayn. Um, Not surprised, and then Sheamus comes out and just continues to give the beats to Rusev, and they spill out and fight a bit. Not surprised there's an interference, but you know. Roxanne Perez defeats Io Sky. This one, I love Io. I'm a big fan of Io. She's one of my favorite on the roster, but I also like Roxanne. So I was actually happy to see Roxanne get a win because one of my friends messaged me and he's like, "Well, I guess Roxanne's gonna lose again." And I'm like, "Well, as long as she doesn't look bad or they don't bury her, she should be fine." But she actually ended up winning. Granted, it was from some interference, but either way, she still won and she beat Io, which is big. So it's great for Roxanne. The match itself was pretty good. Io accidentally did kick Roxanne in the head, and people are giving her hate for that. But don't. Io is one of the best in-ring performers, and we can all make mistakes sometimes. So don't get on Io for that. Io's great. Becky Lynch defeats Maxine Dupree. I don't think we're surprised. Last week, Becky destroyed Nikki Bella in a promo battle, and then went to the back and was challenged by Natalya for a match. And she said, "I'll go one-on-one next week for the IC title, but against Maxine." Maxine actually looked impressively. I'm sorry, why did I say it like that? Weird. She looked impressive. Um, she's getting better. I mean, it's not all there too. Sometimes she's not moving fluidly, but she's doing better, and it's good to see her, start to put that to use because a lot of people are dogging on her, and like I never dogged on her, but I'm like she's not wrestling the best, but she's getting better. So props to her for actually putting in the time and getting better. But she loses, and Natalia gets kneed and kicked in the face, and then the last person left is Akira Tozawa. Book it, Akira Tozawa versus Becky Lynch next week. Give him that match. Just joking. Um, and then end of the night, CM Punk and LA Knight defeat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed via disqualification. You knew it was going to happen. Um, they're not going to let them beat Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed clean. It's just not working storyline wise. And Seth Rollins was going to go out there and mess it up. He does not want Punk being happy. He hates him. He hates him. He'll do anything to make Punk upset. So he comes out there, interferes. Um, the Vision really start to put a beating on them, and Punk and LA Knight are getting messed up. But Jay Uso's music hits. He runs out, and listen, I love Jay Uso, but bro, I don't know why he's in this title picture. Listen, he's very good. He gets the crowd hype, but what has he done? I mean, I guess you could say he beat Seth Rollins, two best guys, but like with the help from Roman, and he wouldn't have won that if Roman didn't take a spear for him. Spear, what did he take? Yeah, spear from Braun Breaker, I believe. So really, he doesn't deserve this. And people were like, "Oh, he never got his rematch." Well, he got put in the men's um, King of the Ring tournament. That was good enough for that. If you want a rematch, and guess what? He lost. Well, that's one word. Lost. Um, so really don't understand why he's in this. I mean, Jay's great, love him. He gives the crowd hype, but he doesn't deserve this. But I mean, it's gonna be a good match. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus LA Knight versus Jey Uso at Clash at Paris. Um, I think it's gonna be a great match, but a lot of people are just not understanding why Punk and LA Knight are just getting bullied, basically. Someone asked me that, and my whole thing about this is Seth took it from Punk. That story's not going to end. LA Knight got absolutely tricked by Seth, and he wants to put the beats on him. And I get like some people might be annoyed, but storyline wise, it just makes sense. There's three of them, and basically both of them are already outsized by Seth, but you put Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker out there, they're going to continue to get beaten up on unless they have another person out there to even the odds. And the way this is heading is CM Punk, he's going to feud with Seth for a while, and it's going to go back and forth. And then eventually it's going to culminate at WrestleMania where CM Punk probably gets his moment. He gets a main event, which he got last year, but a main event for a title at WrestleMania, and he'll probably beat Seth. LA Knight, I mean, I'm wearing a shirt. I would love to see him as champ, but I just see the only way this Seth Rollins title reign ending is with CM Punk pinning him at WrestleMania. And listen, um, most of the time it's people by themselves grouping up versus the faction. They always get beat up. Like you can see that many times with against Roman. You'd see some of them get beat up, some of them maybe not, but it just makes sense. I feel just like the two big guys, and I'm okay with CM Punk and LA Knight continuing to go for the title for a little bit, but I would like to see new people. Not saying I want to see Jey Uso, love Jey Uso, but I don't want to see him in this picture. But it just for the build also. If CM Punk is beating him up every week and then he continues to lose in the title matches, it's just gonna make him look bad because he keeps ambushing and beating him up, and then he just loses one on one and makes him look insignificant. So say he continues to get beat up every week and then he gets cheated in a title match, he still looks strong because he's getting jumped, and then the only reason he lost is because he got screwed in the match. So it kind of keeps CM Punk in that big babyface role, and every time he gets beat up, people just want to see him win even more and even more, and even more. And same goes for LA Knight. I mean, like I said, I don't think LA Knight will beat Seth for the title. I think he might get another match or two, and hopefully he does win the title eventually. My hope is LA Knight maybe goes against Cody in the WrestleMania, maybe wins something like that. But I just don't think LA Knight will beat Seth. I really do think CM Punk is a person. What I think is going to happen is in a Raw after Clash at Paris, Seth might do something that writes Punk off TV for a little bit, and then Punk come back. Punk comes back, has a few matches with other people, has a big feud, then wins Elimination Chamber. Is what I'm thinking because he was so close last year and Seth screwed him. And since Seth won't be in the match, he can't be screwed this time, and he'll win and then face Seth. And I think that's how it will go, just because it just the only way this Seth and CM Punk storyline could have an ending, even though it might not, would be it culminating at WrestleMania in a one-on-one match. So it just makes sense for it. Um, Other than that, though, I'm excited for that match. Hopefully, it will be good. We'll see what Jay can do in it. But we will move on to SmackDown. The MFTs defeat the Motor City Machine Guns. They're really pushing Solo's group, even though Solo keeps losing one-on-one matches. Like I said, next match, Sami Zayn defeats United States Champion Solo Sikoa in a non-title match. Stupid. He's not an underdog. Just saying. It doesn't make sense because he's just going in here, beating champs for non-title matches, and he's still the underdog. Makes no sense. Chelsea Green crashed Alexa Bliss's birthday celebration where Charlotte and Alexa they're not friends, but they're friends. Fun storyline. It's chill. What was it? Charlotte brought back the old doll that, was made for her by Alexa when she was in her creepy character. And then the cake gets put in Chelsea's face. Charlotte defeats Chelsea. Earlier in the night, there was a promo where John Cena told Brock Lesnar if he wants some, he can come get it. And then Logan Paul came out, and it just culminated to a tag team match at the end of the night. And I think Logan and Cena are having a match at Clash of Paris. But undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and John Cena defeat Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre via disqualification. Not surprised. I don't think they're going to have John Cena lose again for the rest of the year until his final match, probably. But Drew took out Cody Rhodes. Like, he took him out, hit him with the title, I believe. Then, Cody might be written off TV for a little while, just saying, because Cody goes to the table. Drew's staring at this title because he wants back in the picture, and I hope he does because he's amazing. And then he just claymores Cody's head just straight into the announcer's table, which was pretty cool actually, and basically knocked him out. But yeah, I think. Okay, so what actually caused on the match was Paul delivered a low blow to Cena, but McIntyre being back in the title scene will be great. That's another match I'm fine with at WrestleMania. If there's a few matches, Cody's reign is interesting because I'm happy to see him as champ, but really what people are waiting for right now is for Cody to turn heel. We thought it might happen at the last pay-per-view, but we also saw Brock Lesnar come back, which is a whole nother story to get into that I'm not going to talk about today. But he hasn't turned heel yet, so it's just inevitable. At some point it's going to happen, and we're just waiting for that lid to pop off. But Drew McIntyre versus Cody would be a great match at Clash of Paris if he's not written off of TV for long, because that's one of those things where you could be like, oh, you can be off TV and it'd be understandable. Other than that, just going to Clash of Paris, Logan Paul versus John Cena. I thought it might be John Cena versus Brock for Brock's last match, but it looks like it's not that yet. The build for this, I mean, basically, I think what they're trying to get at was, Cena was heel. Paul liked him when he was heel. He's no longer a heel. They don't like each other because Cena's a face, Paul's a heel. The story's already there for when they were partners, and it didn't work out well. So that's where the story comes from. I don't think John Cena will do a lot of building for this, just because he doesn't have many dates left, and it's only August, so I don't know why I had to check my phone for that, but it's only August, so I don't think we'll see Cena many more times for this build, but maybe one day before Clash at Paris, and then he'll be back, but you never know. Other matches, I don't know if we see Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer, because Naomi is injured. I think it's from that video where she was on her suitcase and she had that bump and she just did not make it and she toppled over. Could be injured from that. If she is, I mean, if they wanted to do like an interim champion thing, I'd be okay with it, like how the UFC does the interim belts until Naomi's back, and then Naomi and whoever it is will have that, match. It would kind of be like that Cena versus Punk thing, where Punk came back with the championship and he's like, I'm the real champion, you're just a phony. You can kind of run it off of that. If Naomi is that hurt, I pray that she's not, because she is an amazing talent and she is champion, so we want to see her. But we'll see, because they didn't really explain how bad it is. It could have just been her not being able to just be on TV that day. You never know with WWE, because so many things are out the wazoo right now. You also have Cross, who got released. Maybe a lot of people don't know what to trust right now because what happened with R-Truth, which I think his fans brought it back. I don't know. And then you have what happened with Seth, where some people got fooled, some people didn't. Some people said they did, but they probably did. They just don't want to admit it. You never know. But right now in WWE, it's always kind of you don't know if it's a work or not now, which I kind of like, because of course people are going to be like, oh, it's so predictable, but a lot of people don't actually know. So it kind of makes it better, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but some people just aren't happy with anything, unfortunately, in wrestling. And it kind of sucks, because, you want everyone to enjoy it, but some people just find a way to make it not enjoyable for themselves. So, we'll see. But other than that, Karrion Kross, I mean, I hope he got re-signed, but I don't think it happened. If he would have beat Sami, I think he would have been re-signed, but since he lost, I don't think he's coming back. Which is sad, because I like Kross, and I think he had a lot of talent, and he probably would have had a good push for a title or something, even if it was a mid-card, but things happen. Not everyone can be champion. I know we want people to be champion, but not everyone can be the top guy. So, unfortunately, stuff like that happens. But it just happens. I don't know what else to say than that. I would love for him to be champ. I'd love for him to come back, but there's only so many championships. So, then again, he was very high with the fans. So it's weird because I'm kind of at a point where like stuff like that happens. Not everyone can be a top guy, but when someone's that over with the crowd, it's a blur. It's a whole blur. But other than that, not too much. Me and Caleb both have to get the water bucket poured on us because we got the same amount right or wrong, if whatever way you want to see it. So we will do that eventually. We just didn't have time last week because we both had stuff going on. So we will do it eventually. We'll make sure, even if it's at college when we have to do it, we'll figure it out. But just keep watching. I know AAA has a pay-per-view this weekend, and I think Dom is in a fatal four-way versus Vikingo, El Grande Americano, and Dragon Lee. So that should be a great match. And AAA has been pretty good, so that's a good pay-per-view to watch. I think it's on YouTube. Then you have NXT, which unfortunately I did not get to watch last night. I wish I did, but I have to refresh on that. All I know is Blake Monroe is doing great. I really like her in NXT so far, so I hope she keeps it up. And just I hope they keep it up. But thank you guys so much for watching today. If you liked it, leave a like, possibly subscribe. I would be very gracious for that. But bless you all for being here, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.